Welcome back, everybody. I'm Max Scoville for IGN. We are live at E3. It is the last day. I'm here with John and Mark from Disney. We have Star Wars toys to play with. We're having I've been looking forward to this so much. Can we just do this? We have Boba Fett. We've got You announced Boba Fett. We got Boba Fett.
Let's see the hand modeling there. Can we get a close-up of that?
Show us Boba Fett.
Those beautiful hands and that beautiful figure.
I should have cut my fingernails.
They're shaking
anyway,
their
so
head.
this is Disney
There it
Infinity
is.
3.0. I love this toy. This is beautiful.
You need a manicure, bro.
Yeah, right. It's gnarly. So what's going on with Disney Infinity 3.0?
What is going on with Disney Infinity? So we have announced that Star Wars is officially the next big franchise that we're integrating into Disney Infinity. We're doing it a big way this year, Max. We've got 3 playsets that we've announced. Twilight of the Republic, which is what Mark's playing right now. That's all focused on lightsaber combat. Then we've got Rise Against the Empire. That's all about exploration, vehicles, AT-ATs, Star Destroyers, that kind of stuff. And then we've got a Star Wars The Force Awakens playset, and that's all based on... Totally not going to say.
Well, I mean, we can speculate. That's so exciting though. Like we're getting into Star Wars.
It's all
movie,
based on lens flares.
Yes.
There.
You're probably gonna get fired for saying that.
Probably even that close.
Yeah. JJ doesn't like the lens flare jokes.
Yeah. So it's Star Wars, but also because it's we're a platform for all things Disney, right? We've got new content for Marvel. We've got new content for Disney. We've got new content for Pixar. So
awesome.
It's really exciting.
Yeah, you guys have I mean, this is the 3rd time around, and you've definitely gotten the ball rolling. And so what's lightsabers? I'm guessing are a pretty huge
lightsabers. Yeah, absolutely a big deal. And we actually brought on the team from Ninja Theory.
That's incredible. Like they're what, Heavenly Sword and
and Enslaved,
Devil May Cry,
DMC Devil May Cry. They're awesome. I
think it's safe to say that's probably pretty solid saber combat.
Yeah, I mean, you want to try it?
Yeah,
Here,
sure. Oh
Mark,
wow, this is like the first.
This is the first time everyone's like, dude, would you like to play my game?
Dude, I don't get to play games.
Okay.
I just
Triangle's your attack button.
Okay.
And you have a 4-hit combo. You can hit triangle 4 times and go through the basic combo. But we've also added in pause combos. This is new to 3.0.
Okay.
If you attack and pause, you'll see a little shimmer in your lightsaber. Do you see it there? Try again. 1 attack.
He's just trying to launch him.
There. Do you see that? The shimmer. When you do that, you can press attack again, and it'll open up a new combo chain.
Okay.
Dude, look at you like a beast.
This is awesome.
Just
okay,
ripping through it.
All due respect to what you
All
guys
right,
do, but get Hayden Christensen the hell out of here. I need Boba Fett.
It's
the
all right.
Fett. All right, E3's over. I'm going home. This is awesome.
Which, by the way, just to let you know, something we didn't do in the past, but we're doing now with Star Wars playsets in particular, that all of the characters, regardless of what film they're from, are able to play in each of the different playsets. So Twilight of the Republic, even though it's set during the Clone Wars era, you can take characters that are from Rise Against the Empire, like Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, and you can play with them in this particular playset.
That's awesome. So, and I could drop in Rocket Raccoon or something too, or
that only the Star Wars characters can play in the Star
okay.
Wars ones. But then we did say that for the new Marvel playset that we're doing, all of the old 2.0 Marvel characters will be able to play in that playset. And of course, all the characters across all of Infinity all play inside of the Toy Box mode, which is better than ever this year.
Yeah, everyone loves Toy Box. What do you guys have new there? What's going on with that?
So inside the Toy Box mode, one of the things that we focused on this year was really surfacing all the content that's in there, because the team at Avalanche has put in over 6,300 virtual toys that people can build with and modify with. And
that's a lot of
toys. It's a lot of content. So what we wanted to do was actually surface that content, and so we created a Toy Box Hub now. And so it's like a little mini campaign mode that actually shows you all the facets of the game. So it talks to you about combat, it shows you building, it talks to you about community and how to be more active and involved in the community, racing, customization, things like that. So that's one of the big things that we're doing inside the Toy Box mode this year. I love you just slowly walking with Vader.
Vader looks awesome.
Is he going the right way, Mark?
He's going the wrong way.
I have no idea where I'm going.
Because this is an E3 build, we allowed you to get Boba Fett just a little bit earlier than you normally would have.
Okay.
And so there was a door that you needed force powers to open. You had Boba Fett. He doesn't use the force. You couldn't open the door. So go back. You can see that little marker, the The yellow one, 134 meters in that
Where
direction.
am I going? I forgot how to play games over the course of 2 days, so.
You know what, actually, here's what I'll tell you. It's really hard to play a game and talk. Which
Yeah,
is
it is.
what you're doing right now.
Here, why don't you take this over again and show us how
No,
this
wait, but
actually
that
looks
wasn't to
this-
say like,
No, I'm like, I'm just
hey,
like,
I'm wasting my time here, Max.
I'm like,
I didn't mean it like that.
I could just stop talking entirely. Yeah, like, so, I mean,
Like, what else?
yeah, what are you guys kind of doing in terms of like in terms of gameplay? I mean, like we touched on lightsabers and blasters and stuff, but there's also vehicles. I mean, also like it's, you know, like you get some Disney stuff in there, and it's like it's Disney, it's cute, but like Star Wars has a kind of a long legacy of having like it's a slightly more mature property, you know, slightly, and it, you know, for like more seasoned gamers, what can they expect?
Yeah, so I mean, here's the one key thing that's really important, especially as we talk about this, and for everyone at IGN's watching right now, like, please remember that this is a kids and family game.
Right.
So like, while I understand, because last year when we did the Marvel one, it felt like a lot of core gamers actually were looking at that as a game for them, and it's like, no, this is actually a game that's primarily for kids and family, gamer moms and gamer dads. So, all right, now, what have we added this year? So I think some of the things that we're doing right now with not only the lightsaber combat, but then also the force powers that we have. So Mark's got Yoda right now. Maybe show some of those, some of the more advanced combos, or would you rather do that with Anakin?
No, I can totally do it with Yoda. Actually, we haven't shown Ahsoka yet, though, so I want to switch to her.
Okay.
I should have her leveled up.
Is this your favorite character, Mark? Is that why you wanted to switch right now?
She's one of my favorites. She's got some of the most impressive-looking combos, though, I think, of
Dude,
of
she's
the
also
Jedis.
getting her butt kicked. Let's see the
That's-
combos.
Like that.
Nice. So,
And then there's a finisher. I don't have any enemies to defeat, but if they were there, she pulls them in with the Force and then smashes them to pieces.
good demo, bro.
I know.
Do it here.
Talking and driving, JV.
I know. Sorry, I don't mean to give you a hard time.
So, okay, one thing is that you can totally
Boom.
take a lightsaber and chop up battle droids and nobody cares because they're robots. What happens if you're using a lightsaber on, like, stormtroopers? Are they going to get dismembered? It's a family game.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Are
Yeah,
they just
actually,
gonna explode,
Yeah, no, we just we don't do that animation there.
Okay.
We actually just finished all of our rating process, Max. I'm glad you brought that up. And we are E10 plus in North America, USK and Germany will be 6, and then we got a PEGI 7. So
Okay.
we work really, really closely with the rating boards, as well as, of course, Disney corporate brand to make sure that everything we're doing is appropriate for kids and families. So, yes, going back to your original question, though, like, okay, so what can kind of like older gamers do? I mean, some of the things like air juggles, and then using like force push to push a character away, then using a ranged weapon to maybe blast the character while they're on the ground, then using a force pull to pull them back. You know, if you look at, if you ever see any videos of the guys from Ninja Theory actually playing this and see like the experts that helped write this system actually use these, use the new combat system, it's very expressive. And it's a lot of fun. So, so there's that. Now, in the Rise Against the Empire playset, the Studio Gobo team is working on that one. Now, Studio Gobo, relatively new studio, but certainly not new developers. They're actually all former BlackRock, the guys that made Split Second and Pure.
Oh, wow, okay.
And so as soon as they had formed Studio Gobo on the Disney Infinity team, we signed them. They worked on Pirates of the Caribbean for us and for Infinity 1.
Right
They
on.
worked on Guardians of the Galaxy for Infinity 2. But since they've got great experience with vehicles, and since episodes 4, 5, and 6, some of those vehicles are just as iconic as the characters themselves. We wanted to make sure that we actually put them on that playset. And so when you start looking at things like the snow speeders, the land speeders, the speeder bikes, AT-ATs, AT-STs, Star Destroyers, all that kind of stuff. They really focused on all that content, and that's a ton of fun there too.
So how does the, like, if this is a dumb question about how Disney Infinity works, forgive me, but how does vehiculars, how does Star Wars story stuff happen? Like, I know the original trilogy backwards and forwards. Is there like a Battle of Hoth we're gonna see?
Sure, yeah. Okay, so it depends which playset you're in. So with respect to Twilight of the Republic, one of the key things, Max, was that we actually really wanted Ahsoka in Infinity because she's a powerful female Jedi, and we care a lot about having a really diverse mix of boy and girl characters. So when we met with Lucasfilm and we were talking to them about, you know, that we wanted this to be one of our goals, they had said, well, Ahsoka doesn't appear inside of episodes 1, 2, or 3. She appears inside of the Clone Wars animated series, though. So why don't you guys work with us? We'll create an original story set during episodes 1, 2, and 3 time frame, known as the Clone Wars.
Awesome.
And that'll allow you to have Ahsoka in there. That'll allow you to have Darth Maul in there, but it's Darth Maul with legs, not the cybernetic ones.
Right.
So it gave us some really great flexibility so we could have a diverse roster of characters. Now, episodes 4, 5, and 6, those all of the events of that, if you talk to the Lucasfilm franchise team, those are all set in stone. Like, no one's creating new content around that time frame.
Yeah.
And so they had said to us, we want you to tell those iconic moments inside of your Rise Against the Empire playset, and we'll let you be a little whimsical and tongue-in-cheek with some of the things, but we don't want you to do an original story there. And unfortunately, I can't talk about what the story is for the Force Awakens content, which I'm sure you can appreciate.
Cut off your head, like that's.
Yeah. So that was a very long-winded way of explaining, but I wanted to be thorough.
How do the vehicles work? Like do you plop a thing down there, or do you just get them in the game?
Yeah. So there's a couple of different ways. So in the Star Wars playsets, the vehicles inherently are available. I mean, we give them to you at different times. And I think, Mark, you're going to go into...
I'm going to go into Empire right now.
Okay, cool. So he's going to go into Rise Against the Empire. We'll show you some of that cool vehicle stuff.
Awesome.
Thinking Hoth or Yavin?
It depends. What do you want to see? Do you want to see X-Wing stuff, or do you want to see AT-AT stuff?
Let's check out the X-Wing stuff.
Okay, cool. All right. So you get vehicles at different times. Like inside of this playset, one of the first things you need to do is get enough credits, enough sparks, and then you hitch your ride the Millennium Falcon. And actually, this is a really cool part. We haven't shown a lot of Infinity, but it's kind of the connective tissue of how the Star Wars playsets work. So all the different Star Wars playsets are open world action adventure games, but you'll get into a vehicle, and then you'll actually fly out into space. So we do this like Destiny-esque loading screen as you leave the larger planet. Then you're in space. And then while you're in space, you've got Star Destroyers, you have spherical planets that you can dock at, run around and do side missions on, a little like Ratchet and Clank, A Crack in Time.
Awesome.
So we have a bunch of side missions and stuff you do there. And then you head off to Coruscant or head off to wherever the next planet is to complete your next mission. So that's like all the open world stuff. But then when we want to tell these iconic moments and show these, this is our spline-based flight system. So again, this is all the great work that the guys at Studio Gobo had done. They integrated this whole new spline system into the game, as well as redid all of the air-based vehicle controls, which I think a lot of people, especially fans of Infinity, they'd tell you, like, flying a helicopter was really difficult. The guys went in there with Avalanche, and they tweaked and tuned things to make it even better than before.
That's awesome. I mean, that's really what you need to do is just, you guys have this platform, and you have the luxury of kind of like, people are going to continue to buy the toys, so you have you have some room to iterate,
Yeah, but the other thing too, I mean, we've been talking a lot about our developers over the course of this conversation, Max, and we also say that we're a platform for developers as well, and so that's why we picked up Ninja Theory. That's why we picked up Studio Gobo, and this year we've also announced we're working with Sumo Digital, guys that did Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing.
All right.
So they actually approached us at GDC. The creative director over there is a huge fan of the game, plays it all the time with his daughter. And I'm a huge fan of Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing. I'm a huge fan of Virtua Tennis.
Yeah, like that's the driving and that feels good. Like throw them, be like a speeder bike or whatever.
So I was like, would you guys ever consider working on Infinity? And he's like, oh my God, we would love to. And so we kind of put our heads together and we're like, it'd be great if we did a kart racer. And so we have a Toy Box expansion game this year it's called Toy Box Speedway. So any character, whether that's Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Lucasfilm, are going to be able to play in this kart racer that they've created. 9 different tracks. There's a little bit of a battle mode in there as well. So it's like holy content, Batman. I mean, there's
awesome,
so much inside of here.
I mean, it's also like we've seen kind of recently, like licensed games aren't really sustainable anymore.
It's so true.
And this is
totally
basically this is kind of a modular licensing platform.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it. I never thought of it that way. But you're right. I mean, that whole licensed games business thing, I mean, it just, we saw over time, as Disney Interactive, like, that wasn't working. And so, we took a big bet on this years and years ago. I mean, like, I remember hanging out with you while this was in development and, telling you, even when you were at Detour, like, the stuff that we were doing. And you're like, hey, man, sounds cool. Like, good luck.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things. Like I remember the very first email I got from Activision about Skylanders, and they're like, "We're going to change the way toys and games interact forever." And I was like, "Okay." Look over at the giant box full of Guitar Hero controllers. Like, I'll go on. And it's like, apparently this clicked, and it's the toys to life genre. It's become its own whole thing, and it's like you got these guys, and it's
really cool. And the strength of our company, of course, are these characters and are these brands, and actually really also are the incredibly talented filmmakers that tell amazing stories in film. And so it's an honor and a privilege, and also really scary to try to put all these different characters into the game and make it look like, even though this character is from Inside Out, this is Joy, that she still looks like she's in the same character family as
they're all
Han
on
Solo.
model. It's
You know what I mean? Like,
it's cool.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry about that.
That
There
Han
it
Solo is so good, so good. Like I'm so into this. I mean,
Thanks, man.
yeah, like Star Wars has like a long history of both games and toys. Like Kenner revolutionized the way action figures are made, and
Yeah, that's actually a funny thing.
LucasArts was always kind of like just like there was a Star Wars arcade game. Like, what other movies that came out at the time had an arcade game that actually held up and was good? Like and that's impressive, and it's cool to see that kind of thing. Like, it feels natural.
Street Fighter, the movie, the arcade game, I think
That was a fine film. It was a work of Raul Julia.
Oh man.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Anyway,
we went there. I thought the same thing you did, and then probably that everyone's watching thought too. All right, so Mark, tell us where you are right now, buddy.
I'm in the Escape from Hoth. At this point, I've just completed Hoth Base. The Empire's found us.
That's
They've
my
dropped an
favorite moment, by the way.
into the scene. Our snow speeders are out of commission right now, so I have to take it down on foot.
So this was, as we were going through this from a design perspective, the guys at Gobo were like, okay, what do we want to feel like to take down an AT-AT? And the thing was that's why I love that shot in the beginning, and they had worked really hard on that, because they wanted to frame up that, even though it's a Jedi standing there, and the Jedi looks at that AT-AT,
Yeah.
and it's like, I'm going to take this thing down. And so they actually used Shadow of the Colossus very much as an inspiration for how they wanted this to feel as you took one of these down. And then, of course, going back to what you said about old Star Wars toys, everyone went and looked back at all of the old school Kenner Star Wars toys that we grew up playing with, and used that as inspiration for a lot of the different vehicles. So what you do right here is you actually take off kind of the shielding on the legs of it, and it exposes the inner workings, a little plastic, and then you attack the battery.
That's
and then the
that's
side of it.
hilarious.
Yeah, it's like a cute little whimsical thing. And then from a technology perspective, this is the part I love. They worked with Disney Research in Zurich, and they integrated a procedural animation system into Infinity. So that AT-AT is actually not keyframe animated. That's using a procedural animation system, and so the way it walks, the way it reacts, if it steps on something in a funny way, or when you'll see the toe cable here in a minute, based on the way you wrap it around its legs, it dynamically changes the way it falls every time.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's actually a piece of technology that we're hoping to do a lot with in the future.
Man, that's awesome. This is such a broad topic. I'm not sure what else to ask you. Is there anything you want to hit on you think is really cool?
No, I hope
just like toys.
fans think it's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing.
Well, I mean, Star Wars is one of those properties that's gorgeous. That is an AT-AT falling over. Oh man.
Now wait, hold on.
So
Now
nice.
he's gonna do the snow speeder thing. Anyway, sorry. Keep going. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I mean, it's like it's a transgenerational property. Like I mean, I'm rapidly approaching fatherhood age. Like that's no plans yet, but like it's a safe
Hot
bet
scoops.
that at
IGN.
some point, IGN first.
Max wants to meet
yeah.
Daddy.
I hope not, God. But like eventually, I do want to I want to have kids, and I want to play Star Wars games with my kids, and it's like, it's cool that that's a
That's so
consistent thing.
ridiculous that the toe cable actually gets stuck on that.
That's
Nice job,
awesome.
Duder. Now so anyway, the way sorry to interrupt you about the daddy thing. The way it wraps around.
Oh.
It's funny. You keep going. There
There we
it goes.
go.
Yeah, that
Anyway,
looks.
it'll
yeah.
change each time, so it's a lot of fun. Anyway, keep going. Star
Yeah, no, I
Wars.
mean, it's just,
you want to be a dad?
Yeah, when I have kids and you get to play with the toys and you get whatever. You don't get. Yeah.
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
know.
Okay,
But it's
so
like we see this. Like there aren't a whole ton of I mean, there are kids games that are good, but like there's also a fair amount of shovelware, and it's like when you think about the fact that the average gamer is like 35, it's like this is what do you play with your kids, you know?
Yeah.
Like where is there something where, you know, parents and kids can play together, and it's like this is totally an opportunity for that.
You bring up something that is and what we hope people do with Infinity as it continues on, and that's, you know, kids will play the Twilight Republic playset, right? They're very familiar with that. They're very, like, it was interesting. I was watching some of the comments online coming out of when we made the announcement. Like, why would they put Anakin and Ahsoka in the starter pack? That makes no sense. Oh, it's because they want everyone to get the Rise Against the Empire playset. That. So that wasn't actually what went through.
No, it's because it's a game for kids, and kids are watching the show.
Yeah, exactly. And so what was funny is that when we went and started like looking at the data and the research with Lucasfilm, they had actually just done a party in Club Penguin, and all the devs in Club Penguin. So a party is like when they, you know, all these costumes, they celebrate. Oh, Star Wars is coming to Club Penguin. So they all the devs worked on episodes 4, 5, or actually it was New Hope content.
Right.
And then you know, they rolled out the party, and all the kids were like, "Where's Anakin?
Yeah.
Where's Darth Maul? Who are these characters?"
Yeah, and all all the 30-year-olds are like, that's blasphemy. That's not Star Wars. And it's like, you know, everybody has their own Star Wars. You know?
Yeah, and so that's why, like, our goal ultimately, Max, was to create the complete Star Wars experience, so that kids are going to be able to have awesome time with whether it's Star Wars Rebels characters, which we've integrated, or characters from episodes 1, 2, and 3, and then for older dudes like you and me, if we had kids, we'd be able to then say, hey. This is my Star Wars. This is the Star Wars I grew up with. Let me introduce you to these characters. Have you ever heard of Boba Fett?
Yeah.
You know, let me show you why Darth Vader is who he is and why he became so powerful. And X-Wings and, I mean, all the different stuff that is a part of that. It's fun to play together, and then and we hope eventually those people will be able to create memories.
Yep. When is this available? When do people get their hands on it?
So I am not allowed to say the release date yet.
All right.
But it's coming in fall. Early fall, I would
Okay.
say. Sorry to be a jerk about that.
How do I get Boba Fett aside from just stealing this and booking it?
I'll give you that one.
All right. Really?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, for
I
real.
get Boba Fett?
Yeah, dude. Hey, thanks
Yes.
for having me on. Thanks,
Oh,
man.
hell
This
yeah.
is really cool.
All right, dude, thank you so much.
Yeah,
yes.
thanks.
All right, I'm going home. E3 is over. All right, E3 is not over. We are still doing our live stream. Keep it right here on IGN. John, Mark, thank you guys so much.
Dude, thank you.
I'm
Thank
Max
you guys for
Scoville.
watching.
Take it easy.